Welcome to your new luxury apartment. I know it's $5,000, but we have lots of cool stuff. Like a fitness center that has 2 treadmills, except one of them's always out of order.
It just ain't no way that I'm paying almost $1,300 for this to be the view when I drive into my complex. It just ain't no way. Almost $1,300.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so in today's segment we're going to go ahead and take a look into luxury apartments. The word luxury has been used multiple times, not just in new construction homes, but in apartments. We're going to be taking a look at these overpriced apartments. I believe that the word luxury is just a marketing word, just a way to get people in the door. They're really not luxury, they're just your regular standard apartments. I mean, that's it. There's a lot of people who are overusing the word luxury. We have luxury cars, we have luxury vacations, we have luxury furniture, we have luxury mattresses, we have luxury apartments, we have luxury everything. I really don't know how these people are paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at this segment. There's a lot of good videos. All right then, so let's go ahead and start with that first video.
Half of these luxury apartments, the only thing luxurious about them is the price. They will slap a luxury sign on anything if you let them. I was thinking about moving, so I went on a tour of a luxury apartment yesterday. Why the hallways dirty? Why is there blunt wrappers all in the stairwell? Why is the nicest part of this whole apartment complex the leasing office? I need answers. And don't get me started on all these luxury fees they be trying to charge you. They give you the base price, which is one price, and they start adding the amenity fee, the pet fee, the parking fee, the valet fee, the fee. You be like, God damn! Once it's all said and done, it was like $400 extra. And I don't know what they building these new buildings with these days, but the walls are as thin as construction paper. You can hear everything. I think they using 2x4s and paper mache. I think we're bending the word luxury a little bit. Like, I feel like at this point, I can slap a luxury tag on my 2012 Honda Civic. And once again, don't let these apartment complexes sell you on just the amenities and not the apartment. When we on a tour, take me to the room first, not the pickleball court.
As an apartment locator here in Texas, that is definitely true. Whenever I go visit some of these apartments, the first thing they do is, they mention all these amenities. We have a gym, we have a pickleball room, we have a basketball court, we got 3 pools. They mention all the good stuff, but they don't mention the real things, right? Which, believe it or not, the only thing you might really use is maybe 1 or 2 things. Basically, they try to sell you in all these amenities that more than likely you're not going to use. You're going to be working maybe 8, 9, 10 hours, maybe 12 hours a day. You don't have time to use those amenities. So they try to sell you in these things. All they're doing is just planting a seed in you to try to sell you something. The other thing that I definitely do agree is all these fees, right?
I'm the only one who thinks these luxury apartments be looking weird. I ain't gonna lie, they all look the same. They all look boring, but I'm gonna get one, duh. But they look cold. Like luxury apartments, especially ones with no fucking carpet, them bitches look cold as fuck. Like every time I see like a luxury apartment, and it's always in Houston, always in Dallas, Texas, literally I think of that like Chrome episode from SpongeBob. Why is everything chrome? Yeah. I don't know, it just gives scary. Like, I don't know, when I see luxury apartments and I see like this, the tile and the shit like that, it feels like if I was to walk barefoot, literally I wouldn't be able to. Like, it'd just be like us stepping on ice cubes. Maybe it's like me having like ADHD or something. And on top of that, these fucking luxury apartments be like $18,000, $19,000 a fucking month. Oh, utilities are not included, duh. Like, what the fuck? Even though your credit is pretty good as well, you're gonna have to make 10 times the fucking rent. So let's cough the money up. And the walls are gonna be thin as fuck so you can hear everything. So yeah, yeah.
Alright guys, so like we just saw, these luxury apartments, they all pretty much look the same, believe it or not. They kind of remind me of that episode of SpongeBob. It definitely does remind me of those episodes from SpongeBob, believe it or not. There's quite a bit of them. There's maybe 1 or 2 that I do remember.
Welcome to the future.
Another great day.
And it is true, they are pretty cold in there. So whenever you walk in, it's just always the hard surface flooring, always that wood look tile or the wood vinyl plank. It's always that. So a lot of these luxury apartments have a lot of things in common. For example, the open concept design, the high ceilings, no carpet, luxury vinyl all throughout the home, walk-in shower, white, subway tiles. They're pretty much all the same. There's really no luxury in these apartments. They just have modern designs.
I see the dumbass luxury apartments. I'm like, you're selling niggas 800 square feet of bullshit. You're buying 800 square feet to literally sleep with the sound of the city serenading. Nigga, your white noise is the sound of me getting fucking beat up at a gas station at 2 a.m. And the amenities. We have a brand new gym, 2 pools. The whole time the gym is fucking a closet with free weights. And the pool is not being used because everybody's a fucking Karen. They're like, you're making too much noise. You guys gotta keep the splash level down. We're right near all of the shopping centers. You're smack dab next to a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's, and I'm getting taxed for that because you want to be near them. I don't care about being near Whole Foods. I do not care about a Target being built into the building. Target fucking sucks. I'm a Kroger's guy myself. I like Kroger's, man.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and start looking at some comments. I mean, right off the bat. So the first comment says, I've started intentionally avoiding all the things with the word luxury in it. They usually be lying and just be using trendy words. That is definitely true. Forgot the unbearable requirements to live there in the first place as well. There's a lot of requirements for these apartments. They want you to make 3, 4, 5 times the rent.
Welcome to your new luxury apartment. I know it's $5,000, but we have lots of cool stuff. Like a fitness center that has 2 treadmills, except one of them's always out of order. There's a lounge, which you'll probably never use, but it has free Folgers coffee sometimes. Is parking included? No. Grocery delivery service that costs an extra $50 a week. No, you can't opt out of it. There's a really nice elevator that breaks down once a month. Once a year, there's free cookies in the lounge.
All right, guys, so this is definitely true. Let's go ahead and jump right into the comments. First comment says, the free lounge cookies are only available from 2 to 2:30 on Tuesdays. The comment says, also, we don't have anywhere for your friends to park. Luxury apartment complex did a slider night for the whole building, but only had enough for 50 people. I've never understood the concept of having a community lounge at the apartment complex. Who the F would rather hang out in a cold, uncozy apartment lounge when you can just go upstairs to your own apartment?
Random, but has anyone ever had a good experience living in one of these like luxury apartments?
I'm a hater in general, but I especially those buildings. My building now was built in the 70s, and most of the buildings I've lived in have been substantially older than that. And I just love them. I love the charm. There is no online portal. No, there's no online portal. There's no leasing office number. You call the property manager and you know her damn well because you talk to her all the time. And you put your check under her door is how you pay the rent. And you know everything about everyone because everyone has lived in this building for over 20 years. Like literally everyone. You want your boyfriend to move in, they say, okay, and they move in. My old landlord literally told me I could do whatever the fuck I wanted as long as I didn't paint the walls black. Literally. And he let me do whatever I wanted. There is no pet deposit fee, none of that ridiculousness. None of it. None, no, you have to have renter's insurance, nothing. So easy, so much easier.
Officially moving out of my luxury apartment in Houston, Texas. I'm going to show you all the things that I hated about it and the fact that it was $3,200 for a 1-bedroom on the first floor. Let me show you all the stuff I hated. I absolutely hated that somebody would design this to not come all the way out. It was very, very stupid for me. Like to just see that, it was very dumb. I hated that they put this amazing patio here, but they didn't include any type of coverings for it. So I had to install panels, like grass panels for myself. So like if you lived in this unit, you would see the valet, you'd see all this stuff, and then people can see directly in here. And I asked them to install tent or something and they wouldn't do it. But you could see directly in the apartment from outside if you're out, outdoors, which was insanely annoying. The other thing that I hated, because it's a so-called luxury apartment, it came with no light fixtures. So if you ever came to my apartment, I had a chandelier hanging here that I had installed. No light fixtures came in this apartment though. So even when you come in the bedroom, they have like the setup for it and they have a ceiling fan, it's no light bulb. You have to pay extra apparently to get a light a fixture with a light. Very insane. I also did not like the closet at all. This was very like constricting to me because it just wasn't the best use of space. And I also didn't like that the electrical stuff was in here. It was a very nice size bedroom though. I almost forgot my ladder. I would have been very upset. Let me bring that with me. The other thing that I didn't like, because I was right outside of the main entrance, is that you can hear all of the traffic from the hallway if you're right here. Like anytime the door closes, any of that, you could hear everything, which is annoying. This other thing goes for the entire apartment, but it's something that I check when I'm looking at homes, when I'm looking at anything now. The freaking water pressure is so bad here. Like when I say horrible, it is horrible. But the location was lit. Apparently this is where the hot girls in Houston stay. I didn't know that. Nobody that was like black really lived here when I moved in 2 years ago. But now like this is where the hot girls are staying. I'm jumping ship. But this is apparently where the hot girls be at.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at some comments. $3,200 for that apartment. Comment is true right here. So it says, girl, you knew, paid, and stayed. The ground level patio on a busy street would have been scary for me. Huge patio, but second floor at least. Looking at the video and looking at the comments, I mean, $3,200 for this apartment. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. $3,200. You can literally go and purchase a cookie cutter home and pay half of that, maybe. Apartment she rented had a lot of red flags. The patio was a red flag. Paying extra for lighting fixtures, that's another red flag. First floor was a red flag again, right next to an entrance. You're gonna hear people opening that door day and night, all the time. You can't really escape that type of noise. $200 for a luxury apartment is just crazy for me. You can literally just go and purchase cookie cutter home from Lennar or DR Horton, or maybe $2,500 a month. It'll be still cheaper than renting this apartment, to be honest. I don't know. I'm just saying things. I just think $3,200 a month for an apartment is just crazy. Might as well get a home, right?
The luxury apartments in your area look like this. They're super rigid and boxy and lacking almost any element of thoughtful design. They usually come with this ridiculous list of amenities like luxury vinyl plank flooring and spa-style bathrooms. As less Americans are able to afford a home, more people are having to move into things like this. But where are these missing the mark? They're not incorporating mixed-use design. Like, that's great that there's 2 designer-inspired color schemes. But what if it were in a walkable, less car-centric community? Because a lot of times these buildings exist in the middle of nowhere. Like, you have to still drive your car to do anything. And a lot of these buildings have like a facade of walkability, but in reality, this is just like the communal space that's included in your monthly amenity fee. You can sit under string lights and enjoy free coffee from a machine. But I feel like if people are having to move into apartments more because that's more affordable, why aren't they catering to the people that are moving into them? Like, if I had a grocery store on the first floor of my apartment, that would be amazing. Buildings like this in the middle of nowhere are a consequence of poorly planned suburban sprawl. You gotta stuff people somewhere. Who cares if it's not walkable? Even if you're not getting the benefits of being a homeowner, at least you have your very own full ceramic tile backsplash. If we're gonna be forced to live in apartment buildings because no one can afford to live in a house, at the very least these places could try to be somewhat appealing. But they don't have to be. There's literally no incentive because housing is so challenging to find that at this point we are just happy to have covered parking.
Alright guys, so at the end of the day, a lot of these so-called luxury apartments are charging luxury pricing without actually delivering anything luxury. Now renters are actually dealing with high rent, unnecessary monthly fees, poor maintenance, basic modern finishes that are being marked as somehow premium. I think affordable housing is very limited in parts of this country. A lot of people feel forced to accept these prices just to have somewhere to live. Looking at all these videos, one question I ask myself, are these apartments truly luxury or are they just regular apartments with better marketing and much higher price tags? And guys, what do you guys think? Please comment down below. Make sure you guys like my video. Make sure you subscribe and tune in for the next video.